Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to X-Marks with your host, Rick the Hammer. I am your host, Chriz, aka the Mole. Joining me is James Phoenix.
Hello.
And we're going to be looking at the week in wrestling. And clearly, we're going to give 3 awards of stuff that's interested us this week, a promo of the week, a match of the week, and then we're going to discuss the main event scene of WWE right now because we feel that there's a valid topic there.
Indeed.
So first up, I'll go with my award. And my first award is called Have a Nice Dava.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. And that was for the interview with Noelle Foley, daughter of Mick Foley, who recently spoke with Justin Alibar of Chairshot Reality about how much she plans to be in the wrestling business. And when they said how much she plans to be in it, she said, I think so. I've grown up. I was literally born into wrestling. It's all I've ever known. Well, I hope I'll know more, but yeah, I've just grown into it. I watch every week and go to a bunch of shows. When they asked her on if she's done any wrestling training and if she wants to be a diva, she said, yes. I did train a little, just a little, but I slowly got into other things. So I'm going to try and do those other things and then really get into it when the time is right. So yeah, have a nice day, have a nice day and Dava. Thank you.
Nice.
But yeah, the daughter of Mick Foley could soon be a diva.
Sweet.
Over to Jim.
Thank you. All right. So my awards are actually all from Raw. So my first award, I'll go with this one first. Let's see which. Yeah, I'll start top of the show. I didn't see the initial opening of the show, but I saw him later. So I did a hero returns for the return of our hero Rusev.
Nice.
Because that helped fix the problem. Part of the issue that we're going to be discussing in our discussion later. Having him back was a big help, and aligning him with the Authority was a great move.
Nice.
Indeed.
My
We want Lana.
Yep, my number. She is meant to be cleared to wrestle.
Yeah, but she's also meant to be in hot water after the comment she made, but that's neither here nor there.
Nope. But number 2, I named my award Cliche Suck. Cliche Suck. Cliches suck. Obviously doing it to the tune of New Day Rocks because
Cliche suck.
Because the New Day, what the fuck? They went into Nashville, their promo dragged the fuck on, and they talked about, oh, we're in Nashville, we must insult country music. And it's like, you've been better than this. You've been avoiding all the tropes of the heels. Now you just felt like a generic heel group. And it sort of made all the, I know you'd call them momentum behind the New Day. For me, just go, I don't care.
Which is fair enough.
Yep, so that was mine because that was fucking terrible and cliched as fuck. But yeah, over to you.
All right. So my second award, I called it the Mutual Respect Award because we see this so infrequently, and I gave it to the match between Mark Henry and Neville because not only did they put on a halfway decent match, but there was actually respect afterward. Mark Henry shook Neville's hand. He said, this kid's gonna go places. This was a great match," and they were actually nice to each other after the match. That doesn't happen much anymore. It's nice to see it once in a while.
Yep, they should. And normally that's only saved for WrestleMania moments.
Yeah.
And that was a great match, an enjoyable match, but it should have been longer. They rushed through it, I felt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you'd agree.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's like, I could understand why they do that, though, because logically speaking, Neville wants a win. Because he's been losing a lot. And then this happens, it's like, oh my god, you've got a great story here. Wait, did you just waste it in like a 5-minute Raw thing? What?
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did.
My third award now is called Trespassers Will Be Shot. Just because that's a famous sign.
Will survivors be shot again?
Yep, but Ghostbusters will be shot. It is a famous sign, and that is because before the match, Stardust is talking about gold dust, and he's talking about how the brother returns, and then boom, in walks Titus O'Neil and goes, "Oh, I took a wrong turn. Oh look, Stardust. Yeah, I also like the planets and stuff. He did. Yeah, look, there's," and he starts to point and mentions all these star constellations. And Stardust's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "There's another one." He's like, "Yeah," and then he mentions Titanus, and he's like, "Yeah, there's no such thing as Titanus." It's like, "Yeah, sure, it's right there with the alligator." Whoa, whoa, and I'm like, "That's pretty funny." But he just walked into Stardust's little promo area. It's fucking hilarious.
That is cool. That was pretty funny.
So, over to you for your final award.
Indeed, and my final award is simply titled "We the People." Yes, I put my hand over my heart for that.
Your
And ouch. But yeah, I gave it to the State of Mex America address promo, because Calder and Del Rio have done a great job to build up heat for themselves just by the combination of the fact that they they're, well, most of the stupidity, their gimmick, but also the fact that those two are just really great together at heat. They're good at being heels, and so I'm just going to work together. And I like that they're building and pushing Jack Swagger as like he knows that Zeb Coulter can't be doing this of his own accord. Something has talked him into this or is forcing him into this, and he's going to find out what it is for the, and he's gonna do it for for his friend Zeb Coulter and for the true America, because he knows that that's what Zeb Coulter really believes in. And I'm happy to see Jack Swagger getting a push. I like Jack Swagger.
I like Swagger. Well, sadly, I see it being he's going to be fed to Lorio.
That is possible.
Because otherwise, why not just have Jack Swagger be the one to end Cena?
Because they just re-signed Del Rio, and it was probably a caveat of, we're going to give you a huge push.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So if he's getting a huge push, I don't think the other one's going to get a huge push. I think he's going to be squashed in favor of the other one.
Maybe. I think he might be able to, like, I could see him maybe coming back to win the U.S. title, get Zeb Coulter, and use Zeb Coulter's managerial contract like they used to do in the old days. And then, Del Rio, after that happens, then moves back up into the main event and gives us another main event or two again, solve the problem we're going to discuss later.
Fair enough.
It could go either way.
It could.
But I just like how Swagger came out and he was real prideful and he was, sounded like he was speaking from the heart for his friend Zeb Coulter, and thought it was a really good promo.
Oh, I agree. It could go either way. The only reason I say he's going to be jobbed out is it's Swagger. How many pushes has he gotten just to be jobbed out to whichever is then not next hot prospect?
This is true.
Which that's unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah.
Promo and match of the week. Take us away first, Jim.
Oh, okay.
I only went with the first one. The awards, I went with me, and then the promo match, I swap it over to someone else.
Okay. So, ironically, and this is kind of going to go contradictory to what you said earlier. I guess we're going to have to agree to disagree. But I actually gave the promo of the night to the New Day's first annual Country Music Jamboree.
Really?
I actually really liked that promo. I thought they were hilarious. I thought they were being goofy and over the top and really being entertaining. Kofi bringing characters like, this is not my character. This is me talking. Country music sucks. Yes, it was stereotypical for Nashville, but they made it funny and entertaining in ways that it hadn't been in a while. And it was so great to see the Oregon issue an open challenge, and then the two teams come out, and then they back down like cowards, and they try to get out of it, and they have their funny reactions and whatnot. It was just overall, it was just a lot of fun to see. I thought it was a fun promo to watch. I liked it. Plus, come on, Biggie is wearing Kurt Angle's fucking cowboy hat. Come on.
He was, but I put it to you. Look at the last time they were in Nashville.
That was more than 3 months ago. I can't remember that.
No, yeah, last time they were in Nashville, they had another group of heels do the exact same thing. I think it was 3-man band. Then before that, they had people do it. Every time they're in Nashville, there's always a group of heels who do the whole, I don't like country music, people. And it's like, oh, okay, yay. That's not generic.
Yeah. Well, Nashville doesn't have sports teams. You can't piss Nashville off by insulting their home sports teams. You have to piss them off by insulting country music.
Yeah, but
That's
I
how
mean,
you get heel heat in Nashville.
yeah, but when New Day came to England, they insulted stuff about the English. However, it wasn't the same tired cliches that people always did over here. So I'm like, they could have gone and insulted Nashville in new ways, or just insulted their opponents, or just bragged so that people would hate them. There's multiple ways. They didn't have to, drop into the I'm here to insult whatever the local thing is in the exact same way as everyone else does.
True. No, it wasn't the exact same way because when Heath Slater came out and did it, he got beat up by Ryback. The New Day didn't get beat up by Ryback.
No, they ran away.
New Day runs.
Which
Day runs.
I will also say, when the three-man band did it, they ran away.
Fair enough. Ran away so far, the two of them are no longer with the company.
Yeah.
But anyway, I like the New Day promo. Maybe it's because I like the New Day so much I ignored the clichéness of it. I don't know, but I like the promo. And my match of the night, nothing incredibly jumped out to me. I gave it to the Divas title match because I thought Charlotte Paige did put on a good match. And I did like how they're building this up. I didn't like the fact that they ended on a double count out, but I like the fact that they're building up the Paige as like the tough, I'm gonna beat you up outside the ring and tap you out on the table diva. I think that's pretty cool that she's willing to go the extra mile. And I like they've done a decent job building up this Paige Charlotte feud. So I like where they're going with that. Although it did seem like some of the stuff was like a replay from the match from the pay-per-view, but at the same time, it was still a good match in and of itself.
Yeah, fair enough.
What did you think of the Divas Championship match?
Yeah, I also gave that match of the night.
Nice.
All week, only because that was the only decent match this week.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Like I said, it was a damn good match. Yeah, some of it was the same as the pay-per-view, but it's the same two people. You're gonna get that. It wasn't as much the same stuff as other things I've done in the past. So I'm like,
True.
And the double countout's cool, and the idea that it spawned because at the pay-per-view, Paige had her hands under the ropes is genius.
Yeah, I was talking to Marcus Shadow about that, and I made the point that's when I was telling him about what he had missed on Raw. I mentioned, yeah, Paige made the point that her hand was under the rope and that she, she deserved that really wasn't her. She deserved a rematch, and she was acknowledged, and she got her rematch. And Marcus is like, wow, how often does that actually work?
It works whenever they have footage.
Yeah.
If they have footage to prove it, it always works.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But when it came out, my promo of the night, like I said, match of night, Charlotte v. Paige, double count out, cool.
Yep.
Promo of the week came from Raw, and that was the Triple H and Stephanie mocking Roman Reigns.
Nice.
For letting the World Heavyweight Championship go. I think they said slipped through his grasp again.
Mm-hmm.
Something along those lines, but I like that. Obviously, Sheamus gloated about his victory over Reigns, and of course, that brings Reigns out to the ring. And you had some great lines, like you know what I mean, like Sheamus basically screaming to the fans, "There's nothing you can say to ruin my moment.
You look stupid."
And you just proved his point.
Hmm.
Because as he also mentioned on Raw and SmackDown, as I keep pointing out, only the ill-educated people keep making fun of his hair, despite the fact it's a genuine haircut of certain types of people. That is extremely offensive doing that all the time.
Fair enough.
It'd be like, if like say a black guy has dreadlocks, going, "Oh, he has dreadlocks, you look stupid." You don't do that, but that's okay. But yeah, like his line as well of historians know that the Roman Empire lasted 500 years. Well, this Roman Empire lasted 5 minutes and 15 seconds. That's 5 minutes and 15 seconds, and kept going on about 5 minutes 15 seconds. I'm like, that's genius.
Yep.
I like that. That was pretty funny. I don't like the fact they keep reusing the Roman Empire puns, but the time thing is pretty funny.
Yes.
because that's pretty much what he did when he did the Bryan stuff. And of course, it all led up to our hero Rusev coming out. Well, yeah, because Rusev emerged, and then Sheamus and him double attack Reigns, and that's pretty fun. It was a pretty fun segment overall, at least. So yeah, so that was my promo of the week.
Fair enough. I didn't get to see, obviously, because I work on Mondays. I didn't get to see the opening of Raw, but it sounds like it was a pretty cool promo.
It was a pretty cool promo.
Nice.
It had everything you wanted. It had insulting the fans.
Mm-hmm.
It had insulting the opponent, furthering storylines, a return, and humor. And I'm like, okay, it worked. It had everything we wanted from a promo.
Very good. Very good.
Next up, we have the discussion about that main event scene.
Okay.
And I will let Jim kick it off first, because I will address this on the air. I am literally going to have to just take off for 1 second. It won't be long.
Okay.
But continue, Jim.
Well, while Mo was gone, I suggested this topic because it seemed to me, for those of you who have been paying attention, of course, we just recently got past a WWE World Heavyweight Championship tournament after, of course, the former champion Seth Rollins blew his knee out a few weeks ago and had to relinquish the championship. And between Rollins being injured, Cena being on time off, Randy Orton being out with an injury, and our hero Rusev, who just returned this week and have been out, it really seems like there's a lack of main event talent. If a few people get injured, all of a sudden you have no main event left. I'm sorry, with all due respect to the guy, when people like Kalisto are in the World Heavyweight Tournament, you seem to have a lack of talent. And as I say, there could have been other people they could have put in the tournament. I mean, there's other people they could have put in there, but Kalisto, I mean, I guess because they wanted him to fight Del Rio, that wasn't even that good of a match, but I digress. The fact of the matter is, it seems like, especially when some of those guys are still Cena and Orton, guys who, within the next 5 years, are probably going to be winding down their careers. Unless they're going to Undertaker it, which most people can't Undertaker it. Cena might. But these guys are going to be winding their careers down, and who do you really have to carry this company when these guys who've been around a while aren't there? You've got Roman Reigns who are trying to push. They're doing a good job of Roman Reigns, and you've got Rollins when he comes back. But there's really not that many main event stars that the audience is willing to take seriously in the main event picture. And it seems like they're not doing a good job of building up they're so concerned about a face of the company that they're forgetting that what made them successful in the past, both, during several past eras, was a variety of talent, whether it's the Attitude Era where you had Austin and Mankind and The Rock and all them, whether it's the era before where you had Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart and all the the good technical guys around that time, whether it was the era before where even if Hulk Hogan was carrying it, you also had all the guys supporting him, from Roddy Piper to the Steamboat and all the other guys that wrestled back then. They've always been their strength has always been in having a wide variety of talent, any of whom can be in the main event picture and be taken seriously. And it seems like they've stepped away from that in favor of focusing on the guy. And the problem is they've been unable to build the guy because every guy they pick, the audience rejects, although Roman Reigns is on the path. They've managed to salvage that. Hi.
Oh, so you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I was asking if you could hear me.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you ask if you could hear me.
Oh, yeah, I said I'm back, and I was asking, hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, that I didn't hear.
That's fine.
Okay. But, yeah, they've done a good job with Roman Reigns so far, but it just seems like they haven't built up that variety of talent that's made them strong in the past, and when they lose a couple of top people, all of a sudden their main event falls apart, and they go into panic mode, and they start booking tournaments with people like, Kalisto and other champions who are liable to not, win. So it seems like they need to push more guys up to the main event and build a not focus on building one dude at a time. They need to build a bunch of people at once.
They've done a bad job with Reigns.
Well, he was getting cheered for leading up to in the tournament.
And
he got put in the actual main event, but he was getting cheered leading up to it.
And he was still getting boos as well leading into it as well. That's why WWE, it was touch and go what they would do. And then, yeah, I like Reigns, but the second they started making him do the Cena booking.
Well, in all fairness, he seems to be working because I believe during that main event, that title match, there was a "Let's go Roman sucks" chant.
Yeah, but that's not what they want to do.
Mm.
The second they started doing that Super Cena booking to Reigns, it's made the crowd hate him already. Because Cena wasn't really Super Cena until he was actually in the main event with the championship, and then it
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't until later on that he really became Super Cena book. Before that, he was always the underdog Cena.
Yeah, and it's like that's where they messed up. But with the main event as it is, like I said, we've lost Daniel Bryan as well.
That is true. I forgot about him.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan, which he's another one which a lot of people tend to like.
Now, don't worry, it's only 2 months. I'm sure he'll show up to fuck up the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I was going to say, but to be fair, it's not unheard of for WWE to have done this. Because I point you over to, say, the Attitude Era, and I say to you, who were the main eventers?
Okay. Austin, Rock, whatever persona Foley was in at the time, probably Mankind mostly. Undertaker, Kane.
Kane was not a main eventer.
Okay, I always thought of Kane as being in that lineup of dudes who were in them. Fair enough.
No, you'll notice Austin was the main event. The Rock only really became the main event when Austin was injured. But Austin, The Rock.
Oh, Triple H and Michaels.
Yeah, Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, not really.
He was injured for a lot of it. He doesn't totally count.
No, Shawn Michaels was taken out straight away. So you got, like I said, Austin, The Rock, if you want to count him, Triple H, Mankind is arguable, but Mankind, that's like 4 dudes.
Undertaker
counts, but he wasn't really main event. He's sort of main event, but I would argue he was just at the last pay-per-view.
True.
Which means you had like 4, and I will allow you, and I'll say Undertaker then, so that's 5 dudes. Right now, before they got injured, because that's the point, we had John Cena, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, we have Roman Reigns, Sheamus, Bray Wyatt's gone up to main event before now, Dean Ambrose has main evented a couple of months. There's 7 dudes right there.
Rollins.
Yeah, exactly. Rollins. We've got more main eventers now than we used to have. The problem is the fans, because back in the day, people would be willing to watch, say, Stone Cold Steve Austin pick up a pool cue and beat up 20 other wrestlers and bury them all and be like, this is wrestling, this is awesome. Whereas nowadays, if Roman Reigns did that, they'd crucify him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a massive issue.
Yeah. Because that also hasn't been acceptable since the Attitude Era when Undertaker did it too.
Yeah. You're about actual crucifying. Which, to be fair, that wasn't acceptable when Undertaker did it. He was a heel.
True.
As were the people in ECW who crucified Sandman.
It's even worse when you think about the fact he was under orders of the father of the girl he tried to crucify.
Yeah. But, no, like I said, with the main event stuff, of a lot of stuff that worked in the past events isn't working. Because right now, the problem that was not in any other era is social media. And the reason I say that is, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying social media is pure evil or anything like that. I'm not going that cliched. However, look at social media. Look how fast things trend on social media.
Yes.
Everyone wants to keep up with the latest stuff and be like, okay, hashtag this, hashtag that, hashtag this.
Yeah, and not for WWE's lack of pushing it either.
Yeah, but I was saying they keep doing that, and as a result of doing this, what happens is, say, like if you look at Hulk Hogan's era, when Hulk Hogan was wrestling, people would have the title for like 8 months, 9 months or so, lose the title, and it was considered a short title reign. In the Attitude Era, a short title reign was probably about 4 or 5 months, even though they had some that was just like a month or a day in Kane's case, because he may have won it accidentally. But we have a load of people.
How did Kane accidentally win the title?
First blood match. And when Austin got hit in the head, he got a big cut go down his face.
Oops.
Which people have always argued might have actually been a legitimate cut. because of how fast they took the belt right back off him the next night. Which, yeah. But anyway, with this stuff, like I said, nowadays, when people have had the title for 2 or 3 months, people are already pushing for, okay, I want to see this guy champion next. I want to see this guy champion next, which means wrestling nowadays, it's moving too fast compared to what it used to.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, the best booking they've done, which we were discussing, was the Brock Lesnar booking, where he's like an MMA guy. They make the posters for his events like MMA. If he's on a live event, it's something special, which means, as a result, people like Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens has that sort of element, even though people, even though, let's face it, he's not Brock. I'm not going to say he is, because people like to make fun of him for being overweight, but people like that would be the perfect main event scene right now. Because right now, we don't care about some guy who comes out and dressed exactly the same as he did when he was in the Shield, using the same catchphrase he did when he was in the Shield, of believe and all that. People would want Reigns to be different. Like if Reigns was to have suddenly gone, okay, and then took a step back and rechanged his image, because Dean Ambrose did it, Seth Rollins did it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. He's already stale because of how he was in his group. It's like we need more champions or more main eventers built up in the Brock way, because people want to look at a poster and think it's like, and be like, look at that. That looks like a legitimate MMA style fight. That's what we want.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why if the rumors are true that Ronda Rousey may be leaving UFC soon, I can imagine she'll get the Brock push when she goes in the Divas division.
That would be awesome if they did that.
I mean, it's not meant to be very soon, but apparently within the next year or two, she's looking to retire from UFC and then look to go to WWE.
Oh, cool.
But I point over to you. So, like the Brock style push, it works. It's like I like Undertaker. I always liked Undertaker. He has like that showman element that has been lost for years.
Yeah.
Of how his gimmick and stuff works. But look at which guys have gotten over the most recently. Most of the guys who've gotten over, like Dean Ambrose and stuff like that, their gimmicks are wearing just regular clothes and essentially doing like street fighting or acting sort of like more like legitimate in their characters. And I think that's the thing, because like they say, things go back round. And I think right now it's going back round to the point where we need another, not attitude era, but ruthless aggression era.
I can agree with that, yeah.
Because we had, which arguably I will say the 2 best eras in my opinion in professional wrestling was the new generation with Shawn Michaels and Brett, and the ruthless aggression era with Biker Taker and Brock and stuff like that.
That was a good era.
To the point, like even Hulk Hogan back then wore like fucking. Hulk Hogan came out at one point during his feud with Undertaker as like a regular biker dude. It was just like, I drive bikes too. And that's why Undertaker's like, yeah, so you know not to touch another dude's bike. Why would you do this? And hog tying Hogan and running it through the arena and stuff. It's like, wow, that's cool. Whereas now it's all like the feather boas and well, not now because obviously what's happened, but it's more like before that. It was like the feather boas and oh look, I'm Ho Ho Hogan, and it's like people don't realize they want the realism back. They want the ruthless aggression back.
Yeah, yeah.
And the ruthless aggression era, I'm sorry, the ruthless aggression era was fucking phenomenal.
It was.
It was the rise of John Cena, which arguably is a bad thing. But at the same time, it was also the rise of Batista, the rise of Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton. It was the same era which had Kurt Angle, Edge, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. I know you're going to make a Chris Benoit joke. Biker Taker. We had like RVD, we had Kane.
Ray.
RVD and Kane as a team.
Yeah.
We had Rey Mysterio. There was such a huge talent pool that the roster split at that point made so much sense.
It did.
And I feel that's something WWE should do right now. They should split the roster again.
Yeah, that would be beneficial as hell.
That way, each person has the chance to grow, but also they can do sort of what they did back in the day. back in the day during the Ruthless Aggression era and for years, Raw was the we're going to put on some sort of show for you. SmackDown was the wrestling show.
Yeah.
They could do that again and have Monday Night Raw, this time being the legitimate, realistic show, and have SmackDown be like the over-the-top, more family-friendly version of the same product. They can literally divide the roster and have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah, that would be a great idea because they could easily build up talent on the two different shows and have a wider pool of talent around, both main event and otherwise.
Yeah, it's like one of the big things with that is people don't like Reigns. And let's just assume for a minute I don't like Reigns, which I will admit I'm starting to not like him as much.
Mm-hmm.
With how he's being booked as some of the Super Cena stuff, like, oh, he had to beat the red hot undefeated US champion, really? Come on.
Yeah.
And it's like, but with Reigns, it's like, let's just look at Reigns right now. He wins the title. You're damn right. I'm gonna be like, oh, for fuck's sake, that dude's our champion. Which, when they had the roster split and Cena won the title, even when it was on SmackDown or when it was on Raw, it doesn't matter because he won both. Whenever Cena won the title, I was like, I don't like this guy as the champion. Okay, our alternative is Randy Orton, or our alternative is Triple H, or our alternative is Rey Mysterio with the World Heavyweight title, or our alternative is Chris Jericho, or something like that. It's like, as a result, you don't feel as boo for that guy winning a title because they have another world title. It's not the undisputed championship. There's two, which means if you don't like one, watch the other guy. If you don't like both, you'll argue, one of them will change soon.
That is true.
And I feel that's something they should do. They should look at again because, like I said, right now the Ruthless Aggression era, in my opinion, is what needs to come back. Because I always see people talk about bring back the Attitude Era. That won't work. And to be fair, that was terrible.
Yeah. You know, it'd be great if they want to book that whole really kick off that whole brand split with do the brand split, draft everybody around, and then if they start off with the one champion on both shows, and then do the most hilariously ironic thing ever if you want to split it and have another title again. Put the title on Brock and then let him announce again that he's only going to defend it on SmackDown, and then instead of being handed to Triple H goes out and hands a dude a title instead of being handed a title.
Mm-hmm. If they did that, that needs to happen when Seth's back.
Yes, I agree.
That's who Triple H will hand his title to. He got Seth on there. But no, if they want to do the joint title things, there is ways they can do that, which I've mentioned now, which would be brilliant. Like, have a title match. Like right now, when they had the title thing, where it's like, okay, it's going to be vacant, the champion's been stripped. They can always do an actual storyline where they strip a champion, but like we had it right now, if the final had been a ladder match and both guys had pulled the belt down at the same time, you could make a case for splitting it. No,
I agree.
Oh, you were dead quiet.
Sorry, I didn't hear me. Yeah, no, I agree. I would definitely. I think there's a lot of good they could do with a brand split.
There is, because one of the big things right now is too many superstars keep getting what they used to have back in the day before they did the brand split. When they did the brand split because they had this overwhelming pool of talent. Right now, they've got guys like Neville, Fandango, Adam Rose. You've got guys like Dean Ambrose, Cesaro when he wasn't injured. As much as I don't like Cesaro, enough people do. You got all these people, and every time they get a push and it starts to go up or it starts to go anywhere, it instantly gets stopped because, like, oh, Cesaro's been pushed, and logically he's got injured now. But before this, he was being pushed, quickly squashed to elevate someone else.
Yep.
Dean Ambrose. Oh, cool. His push is going well. People like let's feed him to Reigns.
Yep.
Or oh look, here comes Jack Swagger. Let's feed him to whoever they did this month.
Yeah.
It's like you can't. No, if you're gonna push someone, push them all the way. Don't stop. The second they stop, they effectively ruin it. It's like WWE is afraid to do that, and I can understand why. Because that's something else that people fail to understand or grasp about WWE right now. I'm
Yeah.
okay with the fact they keep stopping and starting stuff. I am aware. I know a lot of people are like, well, they didn't do this back in the day, and I am aware they didn't. But I will also play devil's advocate and say, but to be fair, back in the day, they didn't have like a load of stockholders to please.
That is true.
Because back in the day, you could have Austin push Mike Tyson. It goes all over the news, and everyone would be like, that's great. Oh my God, look at this controversy for WWE. All of this equals ratings. Cool. Nowadays, while they have to worry about ratings, that same situation, you could have this guy on, say, on the stock or shareholders, whatever. You can have this guy suddenly go, ooh. So what you're saying is the white guy was able to push the black guy because the white one's better. Ooh, I don't know if I like this. And then another one could be like, ooh, so you're saying a wrestler is better than a boxer? Ooh, boxing fans may not like this. And then another one being like, ooh, so you're saying a boxer is equal to a wrestler? Ooh, that makes our business look bad. And various reasons, and all of them could be legitimate in their own minds. But the fact there's so many of them with stockholders means they all instantly go, okay, let's go back to the status quo. And that's a big issue.
Yeah, completely.
But I understand it, if that makes sense, because that's how businesses are run nowadays. But it's back in the day, Vince could turn around and say, this is how we're going to run WWE. And that's how they run it. Nowadays, well, a load of the internet sites do like to pinpoint Vince for everything because, I don't know, they keep forgetting it's not the Attitude Era anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's also been reported that a lot of storylines and stuff that have gone on have all stopped because shareholders didn't like how certain things could be interpreted by the audience. Because back in the day, Vince just had to please himself, and he knew some fans will be pleased with him, or he'll do something because he knows this will pay off down the line. Nowadays, you can't wait. People won't wait to see it be paid off down the line because if it hasn't paid off and it's not trending this week, stockholders are like, ooh, I don't think that worked. And that's the problem.
It is, yeah, that is the problem in a nutshell. It's very succinct. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where inevitably WWE is going to have to, either the company is going to fail because the stockholders, or they're going to have to push through and give some people a chance to shine, and basically tell stockholders, look, we have to create new talent. We can't keep scuttling everything. Give this a shot. Let's wait and see if the fans get pissed off before you make an assumption and kill something that could be good for the company. It could make you money.
Yep, I could agree with that. Although sadly, they're also at a point now where I think they can keep doing this because worst comes to worst, what's going to happen if the ratings keep going down? Because also people aren't watching TV live anymore. A lot of them are doing DVRs and all this other stuff. It doesn't count.
Watch it on the WWE Network for just $9.99.
You can't watch Raw.
True.
Which that's the point with the weekly show. If people don't watch weekly shows now as much. But
if that happens in another couple of years, if that happens, it may not be worth the money for the channels to spend on the TV rights, and the shows may end up on the WWE Network. You never know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The WWE can always just put it on their network. All they have to do is increase the adverts.
Yeah.
Because they need payment.
Yeah, sell advertising on the network. Simple enough.
Yeah, which I know people will be like, oh, adverts on the network.
Yeah. Speaking of which, interestingly, WWE just got a new sponsor of K Jewelers, which shocked a lot of people.
Yeah, why not?
Because high-end items don't tend to sell toward wrestling fans. That's why they had a thing where they were co-advertising with Dodge for a little while, and Dodge pulled the advertisements, and they had to give them a couple of good faith things just to appease for how badly the ads did. With Dodge talking like, what was it they said? I'm trying to remember something like, WWE's audience is too lowbrow for our WWE's programming is trash. It doesn't match what we want for our car or something like that.
Which is really funny.
Yeah, I know.
But WWE is really lowbrow anyway. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to make the joke of, well, to be fair, wrestling fans love diamonds because whenever we look at a belt now, we're like, how can we bling and make this spin?
Yeah.
But no, I was going to say, that's an issue with the advertisements, which now, unfortunately, the way TV people, or some people think TV is going to go completely, is it's going to go completely digital in a few years. But I'm going to make the case it can't. I'm going to make the case TV cannot go completely digital.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. You pay, say, like over here, it's like £6. So I'm just going to say that's dollars. Let's call it $7. You pay $7 for Netflix a month.
Mm-hmm.
To watch all those same shows, it would cost you $30 in satellite or cable providing fees. But the reason Netflix does them so cheap is it's a year old. It's a year old. They're not making as much money off them anymore. But when Gotham first airs, it's not going on to Netflix. It's on Fox with adverts, which means the reason it won't go is because if TV has to go completely digital, the budgets for all these shows will dramatically be cut in half and people won't like it. Therefore, people are going to continue to tune in. It's still a big deal for people to tune in now or to DVR it and then watch it later. And I think DVR has been TV's way of countering it having to go digital because now you can record and just watch it when you want.
Nice.
And then that way you have the advertisements, you have all this good stuff. The only thing that isn't affected by that is the ratings, because not all ratings boxes are equal DVR stuff. So
right.
But yeah, my point with that is just we live in a time right now where it's like WWE. I don't think it'll fail because of where it's at right now, because I think it's doing really well, more weller than it was a year or two ago. And I know exactly what I just said, Jim. Weller.
Well,
but if he wants to, but if he wants to do the wellest, I just feel Jim almost like his vein just twitching in his head, like no. But yeah. The wellerest that WWE could possibly do. But no.
So what is the goodest they could possibly do?
Yeah. No, don't be silly making up words. But no, they're doing, like I said, they're doing well right now. And I think if they continue this week, they'll still make money. Because at the end of the day, that's the thing. They're still making money. We're still buying the games. We're still buying, the network still has loads of subscribers. They just, and whether or not we like their product, and some people are like, oh, well, the product's stale. To be fair, the product was as stale back in the day. The only difference is you didn't notice it as much because you weren't constantly talking to a group of people watching it every week.
That is true.
Whereas if you constantly, like, if I sat down with Jim and I said to him, hey, Jim, yeah, let's watch all the Star Wars movies, or let's watch all the Star Trek movies, or let's watch all of the James Bond movies within a short, like one a week, not even monthly, just one a week. By the third or fourth week, we're gonna say, oh, this feels cliched, or this feels like it's been done before. Mainly because they're gonna have the same tropes all the way through, them, because it's a trope. It's what makes the franchise feel like the franchise. And WWE needs those big over-the-top dudes. Like, as much as I don't like him right now, Reigns, they need the big guys like Reigns in the face role, but it's not working. People are responding more to the Brock role. So hopefully they find someone else who can fulfill the Brock role.
Yeah, that could work.
Also, the Brock role is totally the hippest new dance.
It totally is.
Do the Brock roll.
Suplex, repeat. Suplex, repeat. Suplex, repeat.
Yep.
Indeed.
But I think that this discussion's gone well. It's probably one of the best ones we've had.
Yeah, it's been pretty good, and hopefully we'll see if any of these suggestions come to fruition, because I think it's going to come to a point where, like I said, with some of these other guys retiring, if they can't get these other guys over enough to carry the company, they're going to have to do something to either, widespread the talent out more, to have more of a variety, so at least somebody that everybody likes, do a brand split with the championships, or they're going to have to do something, because the status quo can only last for so long.
Yep. Although, to be fair, the status quo has lasted Years.
It has, but those years have been as long as John Cena is physically able to wrestle.
Yeah, which have been like 20 years. But before that, there was a status quo with a different wrestler. So that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, if they can get another wrestler to form the status quo, that's what I'm not sure they're going to be able to do.
Yeah. I think like I said, I think Brock or someone like Brock would be a good person to do it. But
I can agree
yeah,
with
the
that.
problem is his contract because he's not there all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, him not being there all the time makes perfect sense because you also don't get the sense that he's stale.
Yeah.
Even if the two of his matches are exactly the same, the fact there might be a month between them suddenly makes them feel unique.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he can resort to punching dudes in the balls and still be considered a legitimate fighter is a testament to how well they've built him up.
To be fair, you can punch someone in the nuts and be legitimate at fighting. That may be a DQ in boxing and MMA and stuff. However, it's a disqualification because it's too much for them to handle.
True.
Because I'm sorry, Jim, if Brock was to go, "Whoa, I'm punching you in the nuts," are you going to tell me you'd be stood there going, "Nah, you're not really legitimate"? Or would you be like, "Oh," as you just fell over?
I am a mercenary.
Why? I've shown you nothing but love.
Good times.
It is. But yeah.
I saw a hilarious picture earlier. I can't remember where the heck I saw it somewhere randomly. I was on Facebook or something, but there was a picture of it was somebody took a still image from King of the Hill, and it looks like Hank is trying to teach Bobby to box, and the still image is Bobby like keeled down. He's punching Hank in the nuts, and they transposed the raw Undertaker face over Bobby and put the Brock Lesnar all face over Hank.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
That's pretty funny.
Nice. But yeah, I think, like I said, I'll be honest. I know not a lot of people liked the dick punching between the two of them.
Yeah.
Or balls punching. I liked it because, to be fair, at this point they've gone through fires, they've gone through chairs, they've gone through tables. But yet, whenever you punch someone in the nuts, part of you just goes, "Ooh," and that just makes it seem like they just hate each other.
Yeah.
Especially when you have like Dean Ambrose using weapons for the sake of it every single match. Weapons aren't enough now. Punch someone in the dick, and they're like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
And it worked. It felt like they hated each other.
It did. Now I gotta take him another notch. Now you gotta hit him in the dick with a weapon.
No, now you have to hit him in the dick with someone else's dick.
It's kind of gay, bro.
No, it's okay. If you're holding someone's dick and you go, "Ugh," and use it against someone else's dick, it's not gay. It's
Fair
self-defense.
enough.
It's only gay if you go, during it. But if you go, "Zhao," you'll be like, "Oh, it's a lightsaber. Cool."
Nah. Nice.
But no, I think we've discussed this enough.
I agree.
But yeah, there were our thoughts. Like Jimson said, leave your comments below.
Yes.
Remember to address my client, Jim Lesnar. Thank you. You're welcome. You're now my client, Jim Lesnar, this week.
Okay then.
And feel free to address anything he said and anything I said below. And yeah, we'll see you next week. And hopefully Marcus's voice is back then so he can join us. But
Well, let's be honest. Are we really hoping that?
But we'll see you next week, guys.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.